When you think about the color pink, you probably picture bubblegum, princess dresses, or maybe a fluffy teddy bear. But the original secret behind how pink became the ultimate feminine color is completely different than what most people assume. In fact, pink's journey through history is a wild, twisted tale that involves Victorian fashion, a prison, the Nazis, and even a Hollywood starlet or two. Did you know that just over 100 years ago, pink was actually considered a strong, masculine color? Back in 1918, a popular trade publication called the Earnshaw's Infants Department stated that pink was for boys because it was a more decided and stronger color, while blue was delicate and dainty for girls. This wasn't some niche opinion either, it was the standard advice given to American parents. So how did pink flip from a boy's color to the ultimate symbol of all things girly? The answer starts in the early 20th century with high fashion and a major shift in retail strategy. Think about the last time you walked through a department store and saw entire aisles drowning in pink. That didn't happen by accident, it was engineered by industry bigwigs who saw a golden opportunity. By the 1940s, American clothing manufacturers and retailers decided that assigning specific colors to babies would double their sales. Suddenly, parents who had 2 boys or 2 girls needed an entirely new wardrobe for each child, instead of just passing down neutral white onesies. This marketing push was so successful that within a single generation, the idea of pink for girls felt like an ancient, undeniable truth. But the real explosion of pink's cultural power didn't happen until the 1950s, and it had a very famous face. That face belonged to Mamie Eisenhower, the wife of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. When Mamie moved into the White House in 1953, she famously redecorated the entire mansion in her favorite shade of pink. She wore pink inaugural gowns, pink gloves, and even pink hair ribbons, earning her the nickname, Mamie Pink. Her fashion choices were broadcast across the nation on the brand new medium of television, making pink instantly aspirational for millions of American women. At the exact same moment, a young actress named Marilyn Monroe was cementing pink in the popular imagination forever. Monroe's iconic performance in the 1953 film Gentlemen Prefer Blondies featured her singing, "Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend," in a stunning hot pink satin gown. This scene, directed by Howard Hawks, created a visual link between pink, glamour, and unapologetic femininity that still dominates our screens today. Did you know that the specific shade of hot pink Monroe wore was so famous it inspired a whole new color name? Fashion historians often call it demon pink. And it sold thousands of copies of the dress pattern for home seamstresses. But pink's story took a much darker turn in the later part of the 20th century, particularly in Europe. In Nazi Germany, pink was famously used as a badge of shame. Men arrested under the infamous paragraph 175 of the German Penal Code, which outlawed homosexuality, were forced to wear a pink triangle in the concentration camps. It was a symbol of persecution and death, designed to mark the lowest rung of the camp hierarchy. Decades later, in the 1970s and 80s, the LGBTQ community defiantly reclaimed this symbol. Activists in New York and San Francisco reversed the meaning of the pink triangle, turning it from a mark of oppression into a powerful emblem of pride and resistance. You can see this legacy today in flags' logos, and the name of the iconic band, Pink Floyd, whose members deliberately chose the name to subvert the color's soft reputation. Now, let's jump from history right into your own brain. Psychologists have been studying the color pink for decades, and the results are fascinating and sometimes bizarre. In 1979, a researcher named Alexander Schaus at the Washington State Crime Lab conducted a notorious experiment. He discovered that a specific shade of bright bubble gum pink, now officially called Baker Miller pink, could physically reduce muscle strength and aggressiveness. How did he test this? He asked inmates to stare at a pink poster for 15 minutes. The results were so dramatic that corrections officers began painting entire holding cells this shade of pink. Prisoners who stepped into a pink cell were measurably calmer, less aggressive, and significantly less likely to start a fight. This phenomenon became so famous that in the 1980s, visiting football teams at the University of Iowa would walk into an opposing locker room, painted entirely in Baker Miller pink. The theory was that the color would literally weaken the visiting players before they took the field. While the efficacy of this tactic is still debated by sports psychologists today, it shows the sheer power this color has over our nervous system. But why does pink affect us at such a primal level? One popular theory, proposed by color psychologist Angela Wright, is that pink triggers a deep, subconscious memory of safety. Think about the last time you saw a newborn baby wrapped in a blanket. Pink is the color of healthy human skin, and it signals warmth, life, and non-threat. This connection is so strong that marketers deliberately use pink in the most aggressive way possible. Have you ever noticed that nearly every breast cancer awareness campaign uses a pink ribbon? That strategy was born in 1992 when a magazine editor named Alexandra Penny and cosmetics executive Evelyn Lauder launched the pink ribbon as a symbol of hope. Today, that simple pink ribbon raises hundreds of millions of dollars annually, but it also makes pink a color of both vulnerability and immense fundraising power. Of course, pink has an entire other personality that is anything but soft. Think about the rebellious, shocking side of pink. The punk rock movement of the 1970s deliberately adopted ugly, garish shades of pink to mock the establishment.